promotions?
I do not. I do not yet.
So
that is
you do
one
that
of the
too?
things that's on my list.
Yeah, yeah. I have to say, Mike, I see, some wonderful things coming up for you, especially around the fall of this year. That's why I was asking about the touring opportunity, because I feel like that. I feel like I want to put you on the road.
Yeah,
I would love to be on the road.
Yes.
I can't imagine that you're not already out there. But you
But that's why
are.
you have AZ Radio Network,
That's
though. You see,
exactly
you're going to
right.
be your new PR.
Exactly right. We're going to be his PR guy. PR
That
girls,
sounds great. Well,
guys and girls.
I love the city of Minneapolis. I've been there several times. I actually grew up part of my life in eastern Iowa, so it wasn't too far away. And I would love to come back and play in Minneapolis. So if if you put out a good word for me, if anybody knows any venues up there that that would like my music, I'd be happy to put it on my list and make it happen if possible.
Yeah, I'll pass your name out around up here. I have no problem doing
That'd
that.
be great.
And Zeke, we've been talking about putting together some conventions for Hazy Radio Network.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
To do that, then invite some of the musicians we've had on our network. Well, actually, the whole 2 musicians we've had on our network.
That's a wonderful idea.
It would be, it certainly would be. So something that we've been working on with Hazy is to put together conventions where the host and the host guests can get together at these conventions for our fans to come in and check us out. So, and see us in person would be an excellent opportunity.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I know I have a couple of cities in Iowa already that I could play. So if I got a couple of shows in Iowa, that would be 6 hours away from Minneapolis and be perfect.
Yeah.
I'll come down. I can drive down.
Yeah.
I can get in my little Pinto and head down 35 and find my way somehow.
We're gonna put you on our list of people to have at the convention. To
I'm honored. Thank you.
Get your name out there. That's what this network is all about. It's, we don't look for the famous people so much as we want to blow the horns of the Joe Average, the people that, truly have the heart in what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Well, I certainly appreciate what you guys are doing, and without stations like you promoting independent music, the world would not have the chance to see a lot of good stuff. So I really appreciate that.
Well, quite honestly, that's all we promote here is in independent music.
Yeah.
We don't bring any of the the signed artists on because they've already got that. What our goal is for you guys who are out there breaking their butt, so to speak, in trying to get their own work out there, and I'll do whatever I can. I'll do whatever I can to get you out there.
That's great.
Yeah, and I was going to mention to you, we were talking earlier, some of these programs you see on TV today, like Idol, American Idol, and what are some of the other music programs where they bring people on to try to hit it big and impress the judges or whatnot? Those programs, although are well entertaining, and we've got some wonderful talent that we see on there, these are script programs.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Scripted, and so I would, and it's fun, and I've made some wonderful friends. From one of my friends was on Glee. That program Glee he was on there, and wonderful talent. But he says it's all kind of pre-planned and predisposed, and we want to be able to see folks like you not have to. Not as much as we don't want to see you on TV, but we want you known for your talent and not for the guy that got booted in the last 20 people,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We want to see people shine.
Well, that makes me feel really good to say that because, being a singer and a vocalist, I get people asking me all the time, why don't you try out for American Idol? Why don't you go on The Voice? And I just shake my head and I'm like,
X Factor or whatever.
If you have to ask, you'll never know.
True. If you think about it,
the idea, the concept of being able to be on TV and be heard
Right.
in the hopes that some, record label hears you and says, hey, I want to snag that person up. It doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Right.
Your best opportunities are right within your local community or local genre of music that you perform. And that's where you're going to find your, if you're using the word fame, that's where you're going to find your fame and performances. That's where you're going to be shining.
Exactly.
I think this is absolutely exciting. I mean,
Yeah.
getting you into like state fairs even,
Right.
Really anything that we can do to help get your name out there and get your music out there. I am more than happy to come on board with you and help you do whatever I need to do.
That would be
We've got about 50 shows on this network, and each one of our hosts are like chafing at the bit to get a hold of your music to play during
they're
their
all
shows.
they're all commenting
That's
here
great.
on us.
And all those different listeners that come on board to listen in, and we're gonna do our part for you, Mike.
Well, I really appreciate it. And anything I can do in return, you just let me know. I'd be happy to.
Absolutely.
You've just done it, just being here and sharing your talents and giving us permission to share your talents. That's all we
It's
need.
my pleasure. That's my pleasure.
And you can always brag about Hazy Radio Network too. That would be nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we're going to go ahead and I want to go ahead and get another track of your songs out. I'm going to go ahead and play Mercy Me, and then when we come back, we'll have another short segment with Mike. Don't go away. You're listening to the Hazy Radio Network and the music of Mike Officer. We'll be right back.
Get me on my way again. I feel you on my skin. I'll wash you off. Who are we to decide the fate of everyone who does not fit into this mold, into this predetermined definition of the way things are? But should they be? Our eyes are closed, pretending not to notice all the people marching by our window on their way to war. Oh, mercy, mercy me. I'm burning like the sun, burning like the sun. Not the only one. Now we're lost in dreams of yesterday. In the silence following the storm that took your innocence away, like a moment from a film that we've seen 100 times before. It's not the same. You cannot tell me what to do or what to say. I'm not here to compromise my individuality for you. It's in our souls, our inner vision that determines who we are. Oh, mercy, mercy me. I'm burning in the sun. I'm burning in the sun.
at the world through the wide-angle lens. It's The Broader View with Hazy and Belle Salisbury on the Hazy Radio Network. Now, back to the show.
And we are back on The Broader View with Hazy and Belle Salisbury and our special guest, Mr. Mike Officer. Now, we just posted in our chat room where we could find your music and where they can go and buy your music. Such as Mercy Me and the other songs that we were playing. Mercy Me was the first one that I listened to, by the way. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So mikeofficer.bandcamp.com. And can you go ahead and tell our listeners what this site is about? Because I think it's a really cool idea for independent artists.
Absolutely. Yeah, awesome site. They're a distribution site, so musicians can sell their music through it. And just like iTunes or Amazon or any of those other places, you can download digital copies of the songs, or you can purchase the actual CD to be mailed to you. But the cool thing about Bandcamp is that they give 100% of money to the artist. They don't take a single penny. And they provide other services to the artist, and that's how they make their money. But if you buy the music from one of those big corporate machines, the iTunes, for example, takes almost half of the money that you pay, and then the other half goes to and other places like that. So if you want to support independent music, Bandcamp is definitely the site to go for any of the music that you like and listen to.
Absolutely. Now, I don't think people understand what it takes for an independent musician such as yourself to really get the music out there. What kind of avenues do you take in order to publicize your music? You've got yourself on like submit.com. What other avenues do you look at in order to get out there?
Well, there's several different ones, and they're all balanced out in priority level. The social networking these days is huge. Getting people to not only just like your music page, but to share it and to share it with their friends. That viral social networking, if a musician can get that to happen, that's huge to getting their music into people's ears. And the same with YouTube and things like that, putting videos up on YouTube, trying to have a lot of YouTube content, various live performances and just unique ideas. But aside from the internet marketing, internet radio, like you guys, is becoming far more important over the last few years. And the more you start listening to music on the radio, the more influential stations like you are becoming. So, it's getting it into as many different stations as possible. And like you mentioned, Music Submit, there's a lot of companies that provide services to musicians where they, contact, hundreds of different stations at the same time and offer the artist's music. So when you look at the challenges that exist for independent musicians, really what we're doing is we're competing against the big record companies, the musicians that have signed, and who have millions and millions of dollars of marketing. And that's really what separates, why you hear crappy music being played on the radio all the time versus why you never hear of the independent artist that is really talented.
True.
Is all because of marketing money. Yeah. And so I think that's where independent artists, if they can get the social networking and the internet radio and those things, that's a lot to get our music into the ears of people and have the fans actually take an active role in sharing our music and showing it to their friends and family. That's huge. It's really, really huge for us.
Absolutely.
We're going to be known as Hazy, the Independent Artist Radio Network.
Absolutely. And what I really like about independent artists and why I so strongly recommend them to all of the hosts here on the network is because you really are working from the heart. You've got a passion for your music. You've got a passion for what you do. I think there's so many artists out there